I say to you, what blew me, yeah, and I can laugh about it now, but I was shook at the time. Someone was like, I could fuck you up, Look at my face. I could fuck you up, And so obviously me, and me, I try to maintain steez even at that time. So it's like, okay, what? So you're not going to give man your number?
Hey! Somebody, I said, just scared.
Hi guys, it's another episode of me and my Bezzy.
Maybe you shouldn't do the intros moving forward.
Why?
It's too
Do you know
much.
what? Do you know what? It's the difference between me and you. Because you come, hi guys.
Hi guys. Hi. They've switched off.
They have.
No one's listening at this point.
They like me.
Because you came to shout.
They like
Who
me.
told you they like you?
They like
Did they want to tell you they like you?
They like
Who?
me.
Who likes you?
No.
Who's everybody?
That's a lie.
Okay. Don't invite them to the comments. Don't invite them to the comments.
Yeah.
You see that one?
In a great, in bed, annoying. I can't just be Cristiano in peace, mate.
Hi guys, welcome. Episode 34.
Back again?
Back again. It's still not a year. No. Sorry, I had to calculate it in my head.
Girl, it's not been a year.
I was like, well, how far are we from a year? I'm like, no, we're a while away.
We're a while away.
We're a while away. I was going to say something, but I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Sorry, when I was driving here, someone cut in front of me and it made me think, what about me gives taken for a dickhead? I feel like when people try and cut in front of you in traffic and they don't even hesitate, they look at you and say, yeah, this was a dickhead, I could do it.
I don't think they do.
And it's really started to offend me.
I don't think they do. Because you drive a big mummy car as well. You don't drink.
Yeah, but the way he cut in, I was like, is it that you're not scared of me? What if I just total both of our cars right now?
Can he see you though?
He didn't even look at me.
So then it's not about
but
how
I feel
you
like
look.
he looked at me before I saw him and assessed the situation, said this one looks like a dickhead and just cut in front of me.
I don't think...
Because why would you do that? He didn't even look didn't even do nothing. Just cut in yeah, she's a dickhead. She ain't gonna do that. That's like, I should just total both of our cars right now.
Can I just say, sometimes I feel like it's a generational problem as well, We look at each other, we look at ourselves as pivotal in people's life, like they actually see us.
Yes.
And they don't. We are just Sims characters.
That's fine, but this Sims character can total your car. So perhaps look at me and ask me, can I go in front?
Treat me like a person.
Treat me like a person. Why are you cutting in front of me like that with such confidence? You're not even hesitating. You're not, oh no, Rush, she might be mad. What if I'm crazy?
Do you know what? I was having this conversation yesterday about this, really, and people not treating people like people that don't see other people as actual human beings, but just things, or what's the PCA? No, not PCA. In video games, PMCs,
RVs.
RVs? No.
My bad.
The non-main character in video games.
I don't
know. Oh my God.
I barely know how to turn on the PlayStation. It's about video
non-main
games.
character. Hold on. I'm sure someone's going to say it in the comments. Non-main character in video game. Basically, just like characters that play a role that is completely unimportant. Like, the coffee person in a video game.
Like the black guy in EastEnders.
Non-player character. NPC.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I was talking about this, right? Because I feel like I was talking with my friend about employment, right? And how some employers, if you work especially in creative or with very, very wealthy people, some people view other people as NPCs. So just people that facilitate their lifestyle, but they're not actually humans in their own right. So and then we went into conversation about companies, right? And how certain companies want you to stay for 15 years to grow their company without any benefit to you. And when the person was saying that to me, I was like, yeah, but your job is, and I think it's really important that I'm around people like you actually, because you're very much what does this job do for me? And then I'm going. After it stops doing the thing that it needs to do for you, you go. And he was essentially saying that a lot of people don't want to hire people like that, because they're not going to help stay and grow the company. I was like, stay and grow the company, but now you can't buy a house.
Bro, well, people stay willing to hire me and they see my CV. So I don't even think that's the case. I think everyone's just well aware that people, like, it's very hard to move up in the corporate world now. And like, unfortunately, we don't have the privilege of being able to wait 15 years to get a pay rise big enough for us to actually buy a house. Before, back in the day, you could buy a house for like £12,000, your annual salary is 4,000. Bro, have you seen the ratio now? 30k versus 300k?
This is why we've been moving every year. We have to move every year.
That's how I got my property.
100%.
I was like, the job that allowed me to get my property, I told them, this is how much I want. They came with their offer. I said, this is how much I want, because I knew that's exactly what I needed to get on the to buy my property. I ask for what I want based on my plans. I don't care what you're offering. I don't care what's on that paper. I'm gonna act like I'm okay with it until it gets to the point where you have no choice but to
hire me. You know what I can do. Yeah.
Exactly. And so this is how much I want. We don't have the privilege of being able to wait 15, 20 years to be made manager. Not even like director, manager. And even then, how much is the manager salary? 45k. When you can just move to another company that pays higher and get that 45k within a year.
This is what I was saying. Like, I think people are really weird now because, again, especially when you're working for individuals, I feel like individuals in particular, some companies, obviously, that's their best interest is the company. But when you're working for individuals, when individuals have that attitude, I'm kind of sitting there like, so you know people want to move on with their lives, right?
Yeah, but that's just them being bad bosses. They're bad leaders.
Do you think that's what makes them a bad leader?
Yeah. In order to be a good leader, you have to also be considerate about the people that you're leading. What are their goals? How do they want to develop? That's why development plans and the workplace. If with a lot of these creative businesses, they're not regulated like bigger companies. So you usually find that the person at the top, one is winging it, two is just a terrible leader.
And had never planned to be a leader.
Never planned to be a leader, or just not qualified to be a leader, and luck just got them where they were. And what you find is that with them, their company suffers because people just come in and out, in and out. They don't even stay to develop anything. They don't have the desire to even be innovative and bring ideas to the business, etc., because they're not invested in it. They're not invested in actually making the company grow and become better in order to benefit you, because they don't like you. You're not a good leader. You don't make them feel like the company's growth is beneficial for them.
This is what I was saying. This is what I was saying, because I was like, if you just want someone to dedicate their lives to your sole purpose with no benefit to theirs, then there's no incentive. There's no incentive for
most
people.
Most of those kind of companies collapse, or they get rid of the leader because it's not sustainable. If no one wants to stay long enough to actually help you develop and build the company, eventually your company will lag behind.
And you can't be selfish with it.
You can't be selfish with it. So a lot of people aren't good leaders. And that's why I always say, it's really important when you're joining a company, look at the leadership.
That's true.
Look at the leadership.
And have the right people in leadership.
There's some managers, unfortunately, just not good leaders. So you end up managing yourself. If you can cope with that, that's fine. But if you are, especially in the early stages of your career, please look at leadership, because they're responsible for developing you, to making sure that you have the adequate skills to actually move up. If you have a useless leader, especially when you're junior, you're supposed to be learning. This is the time you're supposed to be soaking up knowledge, soaking up like in terms of like soft skills, etc. If you're learning from a complete idiot, it's not going to benefit you. And most times they won't care about your development either. So you stay stuck in the same position for longer than you need to be.
And it's those things about the soft skills, actually, because if your manager has no soft skills yourself, what are you learning from?
You don't even know what skills you need, because they lack all of it.
Have it.
They can't even communicate. You're pissed. It's bad. And if you're in that position, go try and find a mentor within the company.
That
has sense, and learn from them, because I swear sometimes I'm at the point now in my career where leadership doesn't really impact me, because I will do my own thing. But when I was younger, oh my God, there were some terrible bosses that I had, but they never kept me long enough.
But sometimes also, I don't think that people realise that at a certain point, people will realise you're stupid.
Yeah. And they will start playing your game against you. What? You see me? Don't let me clock you're stupid in the workplace,
Anyway, how was your week?
My week is it's been all right actually. My W of the week is that I feel great. Life is good. I'm excited. I don't know about what, but maybe I'm just excited for December so I can rest. I say rest, but someone will come with a release that they want to put out on the 21st of December.
Let me know. Thank you very
Don't
much.
worry me.
It's very useful.
But yeah, man, life is good. My nails are done. I'm happy.
You look sexy.
Thank you. I went to the gym this morning.
You did.
Hated it, but did it. Yeah, man. Life is good. What's my L of the week? Oh my God. Tried to be an adult and buy a new fucking fridge, didn't I? Absolute disaster. So the fridge that we had before is a built-in fridge. And it was there when I moved in. So to be honest, this was coming. And the freezer, the bottom bit of the fridge is kind of dodgy. It doesn't close properly. So the freezer always ends up like over frosting, if that's a word. And then I have to defrost it and all the food goes off in the freezer. So it was just come to a point where it was like, actually, this makes no sense because this is actually cash loss because I'm buying food for the freezer. The thing blocks up and I have to defrost it, throw away all the food, or I can't use it at all. And I need a freezer because I can't keep cooking every 3 days. I'll actually lose my mind. I'll lose my mind. I need to bulk cook. At least bits that I can eat. So I was like, okay, cool. You know what? It actually just makes sense to get a new fridge. And it was Black Friday sale. So I was like, okay, let me just get a fridge.
When is Black Friday?
I don't know, but Curry's was doing the Black Friday sale. I don't know.
It's soon. It hasn't come past yet, but go on.
Yeah, well, Curry's are doing doing the Black Friday sale. And then so I got a fridge, paid for recycling, which was like £25. No, yeah, recycling was £25. Installation was like 100 and something. So yeah, paid for that. They come to it's come to the night before they're supposed to bring the new fridge. I'm like, oh yeah, let me switch off the fridge so it can defrost. There's me thinking that it will defrost overnight. I wake up in the morning, ice block. When I say giant iceberg in the freezer, it's not going down. As in, it's clearly still frozen. So I'm here panicking now. I'm like, okay, cool. How can I melt this quickly? Guys, I tried throwing hot water on the damn thing. I tried using the hairdryer. I was using the knife, picking at the damn thing. Nothing was working fast enough. So I'm here panicking. At this point, I just said to my I'm like, these aren't going to take this. So I'm going to have to leave this to defrost and then pay for someone else to come and get it. These guys come. They confirm that they can't take the fridge. I'm like, cool, I'll take my L. I paid £104 for someone to come and pick it up yesterday, actually. So they leave the old fridge in the living room. And then they start to look around in the like built-in section. And they're like, oh, we're sorry, we can't install the new fridge. I said, excuse me? Bear in mind, this fridge is already in my living room. So I have 2 fridges in my living room for no reason. They're like, oh, they're like, oh, the panel that supports the fridge in the built-in section is so swollen with water. If they were to put the new fridge on it, it'll just collapse.
Now, Stephanie also lives in a flat, so collapse to where?
Collapse to where? Where are we going? So I'm now like, are you sure you can't do anything? So I come around to look at what they're looking. As I come around to look, one piece just crumbles off. I said, you know what? Fair enough. But now I'm like, so what now? Because I need a fridge. My iron mache has been out overnight. I got eggs, I got chicken, I got steak. I need to put them somewhere. So I had to plug the new fridge whilst it's in the living room. It's just there in the living room. We'll be using it there. And then I had the old fridge until yesterday. That thing literally flooded my whole living room because it defrosted. Down. Literally, poor Chooks. And Chooks hates wet environments. So he felt so sick, he couldn't even eat his food because it was near the wet environment. I used probably every towel in the house. I literally had to go buy new towels yesterday. You know, on this podcast, I think I said it before where I said, ignore problems until you have to fix it. Don't listen to me. Fucking fix it because it will cost you more money. The amount of money I have lost, there's a guy that's coming to install the fridge finally on Monday. But in that morning alone, I lost about £400.
It was the fact that he was on the phone to me. So obviously, when it started happening, Steph is on the phone to me. And then she's like, okay, we're going to see if the man can fix the panel so we can put the fridge on. So I'm on the phone to her as the man's come. And she's like, I need it done ASAP. This was on Thursday, by the way. He was like, okay, ASAP. Yeah, okay. I can come on Monday.
He said Monday.
I was
I'm looking at this nigga like, I need this done today.
And then,
You're telling me you have a few jobs now after. He's like, well, yeah, the soonest I can come on Monday.
and the thing is, Steph's cosplay, because me and Steph are the same person. So I'm saying, we're both saying in our heads, Monday. And Steph is like, oh, okay, well, I don't have a choice.
Do I? I said ASAP in my call out. I went on checker trade. I said today. This man said, yeah, he can come today. I need to turn around and tell me Monday.
4 days later.
The fridge is in my living room, bro. The fridge is literally in. I had to move Chuck's cat tree. The fridge is in my living room, bro. He's like, yeah, but you can just plug it up and then just use it.
That's when he said that.
I was
He's
so
like, you just
sorry.
plug it in there. I said, all right, just go get extension lead, have it right next to the TV. All right. And her living room's not massive.
It's not massive. So there's just two fridges here. I'm
And you're
spiraling
dancing
in between. I'm just spiraling in between the fridges. Like, why the fuck do I have two fridges in my living room?
Yo.
The worst. Please just fix everything. I'm even looking around like, what else needs to be replaced? 'Cause I can't go through this again.
No, this is why we
And
need
if you saw the
sinking
panel, and I
funds.
know it was me. It was like because he went to go show his colleague. He was like, look how swollen it is. Just she says she's been defrosting the fridge for 2 days. First of all, I lied. I've only done it overnight.
I think they must have known.
It was swollen because I kept throwing hot water on the damn thing and it was leaking down into the panel.
I think, yeah, when he said, he didn't tell me he said that.
Yeah.
He knew. He was like, oh, how did it? I wonder how it got this bad.
Because I was like, how long have you been defrosting for? I was like, 2 days? Bro, I put that switch off last night.
He said, look, a 2-day defrost.
defrost. And there's a giant iceberg in that fucking freezer, bro. The food's still in there. I was like, and I hate being unorganized. So this was fucking embarrassing for me. I'm like, I'm a mess. This is not me.
Oh my
This
God.
is not me. Because I wanted a new fridge.
All the time, Manny's just at work.
Manny went to go put, you know what pissed me off? So after they've left and he's come back from work, the freezer, like I said, the old fridge is there just defrosting. This man goes to put a Pepsi bottle in the defrosting freezer. He's like, yeah, because I want it to be cold. I was like, is this the time? Please, I don't need this.
Innovation.
Take the Pepsi bottle out of there. I was like, no, but now that there's still ice. I was like, can you just, please? It's been a long day. Literally on my stories, people messaging me like, where's man? It's like, he's at work, bro. I was trying to be an independent woman.
That's so ghetto. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie to you.
I was trying to be an independent woman and it was just pure chaos.
Because at that point, you need the man to come home now.
I need them. I just texted him and he FaceTimed me. I was like, no, it's fine. Don't worry. Yeah,
You know, I just don't want to disturb you. I'm just trying to figure out a way. These are calm.
It's after when it started getting to 400. I was like, babe. I was like, babe. He's like, how much did it cost? I was like, 400.
Can you just please? Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not that independent.
Especially because, and I said to her, when I was hearing the costs, for stuff, I said, unexpected, that's crazy.
Woo!
Unexpected, just pow. Like, no.
Thank God for extra cash, boy. Because I was literally, if that was like 2 days before payday, I may have spiraled. I'll just be sitting there with two fridges just rocking.
Just
rocking.
let it flood the home.
I'll
Let
probably
it
try to do
flood.
the panel myself. I want to be a cube like, just cut into this dimension.
Plywood, find me
I
plywood.
would do it.
Go on TikTok.
I will go on TikTok. I will do it myself. I was even measuring it. I was like, I told the Curry's guys to measure it with the intention of going to B&Q myself. I was like, you know what, Stephanie? Trying to be an independent woman is what got you into this mess. Let a man do it. I went on Checker Trade. I said, men,
do your thing.
Men, I need this done ASAP. Come. And this man came. I said, Monday. It's not even Monday today.
He said, I'm booked and busy.
We're still 2 days away from Monday today.
He's booked and busy like a bad bee.
He's booked and busy. I just came to see what the fuck was
See
going
what
on here.
here.
I had no intention of fixing it. I just came to see what the fuck was going on here.
No, that Monday was crazy because we both said,
I said, what's going on?
And it's the fact she maintains Steve's. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, because one thing, even in that type of case, you're not gonna make me look broke. Even if I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it. You're not gonna come here and try and make me look broke. I said, okay.
Okay, well,
It was like, yeah,
is that okay?
225? I think you thought I was gonna jump. I was like, I'm maintaining Steve.
You maintain Steve's.
2,000, okay, right? Run it. What, cash? He was like, yeah. I was like, cool. Got that. We'll cash it out on Monday morning.
No, what? That was a hilarious morning.
Crazy. So yeah, the new fridge is still in my living room. Hopefully it gets fixed on Monday. If I hear another story on Monday that they opened it up and discovered some kind of, I will actually lose it. Put the fridge in like that. I don't care.
Did the chicken breast on the table and eye mache? Did it go back and what? You threw it away?
It's gone. The chicken breast started to look grey.
When Stephanie called me, I said, Steph, so wait, you've been defrosting this for how long? Can I just say, where's your food?
Girl, the
She
steak
said, Chris, it's looking at me on the table.
in a little bag. I took out the breast, it was grey. The steak was looking a bit too brown. I said, you know what? I'm not going to kill myself on top of this.
Take the L.
Take the L. I was even looking at it. I was like, should I give it to her? I was like, no, this will kill you. Let's just throw it away.
So let's not food
A
poison.
whole pack of 12 chicken breasts.
Crazy.
Never saw the light of day. The eggs were just about okay to go back in. I'm still looking at the almond milk that I don't know if you can.
Wait, what almond milk do you get though?
Plenish.
Okay, I think Plenish should be okay. Plenish lasts quite a while.
I mean, it says it expires in 2025, but I'm like, in the fridge or out of the fridge?
You get the one out of the fridge or in the fridge?
Out in the fridge.
Oh. Ooh.
So yeah, I don't want to open it up and there's like a mushroom in there. Just bare water. All the almond in the almond milk has come together and just created a mushroom and there's bare water floating in there. So I'm just like, okay. But yeah, that was my L and win of the week. How was your week?
It was good. Had a couple breakdowns, so you know that. No, so my L of the week. See, when you're from London, stop underestimating everywhere that is not London. So last week, Saturday, we decided we are going to go see the fireworks. Now, a lot of London councils have stopped doing fireworks because in a cost of living.
It's expensive. They said,
In a cost
go
of living.
and watch it on TV.
They said to us, and there's on so many websites, in a cost of living crisis, we can't justify spending how much of the money on fireworks when it can go to resources such as welfare and carers.
But it's not though, is it? It's not, because there's still potholes in the road. The children in geography still don't have pencils to use. So where the fuck is this money
Kids
going?
still ain't having breakfast.
Still ain't having breakfast.
So that's what they put on their websites now to shame you into wanting fireworks. So they said, if you dare ask us, this is where our money's going. What, you'd rather fireworks than your children being fed?
Yes.
Can you stop?
Yes. I want the small joys in life, please. How miserable can it get? Because of one COVID. COVID that came and went. We're still suffering. I can't get fireworks
We
still.
are still suffering from that.
Tesco still wait 24 hours because of one COVID. One fucking COVID.
It's 4 years later, guys. We need to really
We
get over
need
this.
to rest. Let us all heal. Please. I beg you. How can things never be the same again? We can't have fireworks again because of one small COVID.
I just want you to know we can't even go clubbing now because all the clubs are shut.
All the clubs are
They
shut.
never opened.
Because of one small global event. One small
Global
one.
pandemic.
Global pandemic. We can't do shit anymore. You see Tesco? Midnight sharp, they're closed. Back in the day, you could go to Tesco at 3 a.m. Be
It's
wandering
true.
through the aisles.
If you want to go to a party, you got to fly to Malta.
You got to fly to Malta to go to a party.
It's crazy.
There's not a restaurant on the high street that's open past 10.
Brother!
What is
Why
going
can't
on?
I eat past 10?
Because of one small
Half
COVID.
of the delivery places don't. You can't order from them
After
past 10.
10, it's the
Don't
dodgy.
get hungry.
It's the dodgy pizza shops. You know, the ones with the 3 stars.
Don't you dare get hungry after 10 o'clock at night.
You're finished.
Just have hot water.
At McDonald's, they start turning the key at the door at midnight too. So God forbid you're hungry after going clubbing. You can't get food anywhere.
Go have hot water and wait till the morning.
All because of one small COVID.
Oh my God. So boom, we were like, okay, cool. The only one we really saw was Ali Pali, which obviously sold out real quick. and Battersea, which also sold out real quick. So we're like, okay, cool. Let's look. So we looked at Kent, obviously, because we're down the road from Kent. So we're like, what's in Kent? Or Kent, verge of Kent, Bexley Heath. Now, obviously, Bexley Heath is still London, but it's basically
like Barking and Dagenham of Kent.
It's like the Dagenham. I'd say Dagenham. Barking can still kind of get it. But Dagenham is... Yeah. So, we went to Bexley Heath. Now, we thought, all right, we went last year. And it's interesting. It's like, imagine Zippo Circus without the circus. All right, remember Wanstead Flats when the circus would come?
Yeah.
Just minus the circus and just the stands.
Okay.
So like 17 hot dog stands.
Oh, yeah.
20 hot chocolate stands.
Yeah.
That's it. Just choose between the lot. So cool, that's what it was like last year. We got there really early, hours early. We were waiting for like 2 hours for 20 minutes of fireworks. Fireworks were definitely worth it. But what are you doing in those 2 hours? Because we were kind of sitting there like, so there's burger, there's hot dog. We both don't eat pork. And hot chocolate. Oh, we got mulled wine. But mulled wine, you can't leave the barricade of where the stand is.
For mulled wine?
For mulled wine.
Oh my God.
So like, you can't even walk around the park with your mulled wine. You have to stand in the little barricade to finish the alcohol before you can go.
Does mulled wine even count as alcohol?
So we're like, okay, cool. We don't need to get there that early this year, right? So, and we're driving. So cool. We think we're going to get there like 15 minutes beforehand. This is why you should never underestimate. Because we're thinking, oh, it's just out there. Like, it's not London. It's not going to be that packed. Steph.
Of course it is. They're the only council running fireworks for the whole of Kent.
Parking?
Yeah, the myth.
Parking? We parked 20 minutes away.
Nah.
Stephanie. And the run. Obviously, we didn't give ourselves that much time because we thought we'll just give ourselves what? We were at Blue Water. So we travelled from Blue Water back to Bexley Heath. In your face.
From Blue Water?
Quick drive. The drive is not that far, to be fair. It's like a...
What, you walked?
No. So we were at Blue Water and we're driving to Bexley Heath.
I thought you parked at Blue Water and walked that. I was about to say, excuse you?
That's a couple hours.
For a couple of glitter grenades?
So cool. Now we park up now. And like, before we park up, we're driving. Not a single spot. Not a single spot. And obviously, because everyone from the surrounding areas is coming for this one fireworks display. So we're like, okay, cool. We thought because it's London, because it's not London, it'll be fine. Don't underestimate the surrounding counties. Don't do it. Because this is why we're here. So anyway, it took us probably 15 minutes to find parking. Had to park 20 minutes away. And then it was a swift walk. It was like a power walk. I'm sweating in my North Face.
Just get there dripping.
My face was wet. My underarms were hot. All the fireworks. And the thing is, obviously, when it's a fireworks display, it's a huge park. And it's a specific entrance because remember, not only is loads of people coming, not only are loads of people coming there for it, but there are people that also don't want to pay for the tickets. So they're standing all outside.
And that would be me. Because why am I paying to go inside your cage? I'm looking at the sky.
It's there.
You can't stop me from standing here. I'm not in your little cage. So I'm not paying. I'm standing here and I'm looking at the same fireworks, bitch.
And the thing is, I can't even judge them because before it's like, you can't pay for tickets. If you see the houses that they were coming from, Stephanie, I've never seen houses like it in my life. I said, you know what?
That's why they have those houses.
That's why they have
They're
those
the
houses.
smart ones.
What?
I'm standing on the damn edge. What do you mean you're going to charge me to look at the sky? Excuse me, I'm standing here. Flog me right outside the fence. Flog me. I'm not inside. You can't tell me to go away.
So we have to now, obviously, because there's a whole parade of people now. So me and Malachi are having to do obstacle course, jumping up, gymnastics through people coming to the road, all knowing the fireworks are about to start, as in it's already should have started. I think they were meant to start at 8 o'clock and they were a bit delayed. So 20-minute walk, jumping through hoops, somersaults in the air, over people in to finally get there. And we got there and it just started. So we did actually get to see it. And it was actually incredible. So that's my win. Because I actually did the obstacle course to get there.
All for fireworks,
All for fire, but I love a firework.
I wish I cared enough.
Oh my God, in the sky, Steph, the glitter in the sky.
I watched it from, where did I watch it from? Initially from the window, and then we went to the park, and then we didn't know, we went for a walk. We didn't go to see the fireworks. We were like, I was like, what's that banging? And we looked up and we're like, oh.
Fireworks above our heads.
Yeah, because we heard the bang and then we saw the smoke.
Now, also, can I just say, yeah, I had a moment, yeah. So obviously, I get overstimulated very easily, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm not expecting something, I immediately jerk. So after the fireworks were done, people were doing their own fireworks, but obviously I'm not expecting it. So I'll be walking around the corner and her bang! And so obviously my natural thing is to crouch. Like I've got PTSD, right? So obviously it's very, but if you're around me enough, because Lauren has to deal with it sometimes when we're by a train station and I see a flash of light and sometimes I'm like, and I'll duck. It's very embarrassing. So obviously they started doing the fireworks, but at a point, obviously fireworks had been done, so I wasn't expecting it. So obviously I've really gone into a really cat frozen kind of duct. And Malachi's looking at me like, can you just
be normal?
Can
Please.
you? And then I realized at some point I was like, no, the bangs come because I'm scared from the areas that we grew up in. But actually, we're unlikely to hear things like that in the area that we are in now.
No, I hate fireworks because of remember when they used to chuck fireworks at each other?
No.
I don't know where you were.
No, but like, see my road, the top of my road, I didn't get as many things as the type of people that were on your sides.
No, they used to chuck fireworks at each other.
Because the kids would be out your sides.
Yeah, but even on the main road.
What?
Even near school. They'll chuck fireworks at like girls.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
And that's why I used to hate October, because I was like, the anxiety of it all. Walking home, you just don't know who. You just hear this. That's your key to run.
No, words.
And that, when you heard that,
unlocked her memory, because they were that, and they would all scatter.
And literally, all it took, you just see brown kilts just zooming through the streets. I remember it like it was yesterday. You hear that, and you just need to run. Because they will hide behind vans. They will hide like anywhere
you're
they can hide.
A memory.
And all you'd hear is this, and everyone just knows to just run.
That's when we was young.
I remember,
we don't care what direction we're going. We're just going.
Running.
What?
Running. I used to hate around October, November. Oh my God. I remember one time they did it in their school. And we were walking home. All you heard was that I ran so far. I ran to Green Street.
The opposite way.
I ran to Green Street.
The opposite
I
way.
ran to Green Street and I took the 58 bus round. I said, that's it. I'm taking bus home.
That's crazy. Because that actually had,
Yeah. That's why I'm like,
the minute you said that, I was like, that is that, like you can,
that's, oh my God.
But my win of the week, let me go, because that conversation will lead us into the main conversation. Win of the week. So I've got I told a story when we had Standard City Diaries in, about smells and fragrance, and how one day I smelled this girl. That sounds weird. Go back to the episode if you want to hear the whole story. But I smelled this girl and I was like, "What girl? What are you wearing?" And she told me it's this American brand, and for the life of me, they weren't shipping to the UK, and they finally started shipping to the UK. So Stephanie, yesterday before my therapy session, obviously I'm on the phone to Steph because I'm trying to order, and my card is just saying no. It's just saying this is a fraudulent transaction. Fraudulent,
do it
because it was an American website. So I'm like, fraudulent transaction, fraudulent, and I'm trying again. Stephanie, I'm sure that transaction went through like 15 times.
They must have thought we struck big today. They said sold out. I was like, oh, wait, no, it's a chargeback. Never mind.
50, because I was not giving up on it.
That owner started planning what they were going to use that money for, yeah? And then they just saw it. out their account.
120, 120,
Like,
120.
raw, listen, God is good. Already put up an Instagram story, God is good. We just had 15 orders in 1 minute. Reverse.
So I'm trying. I'm on the phone to Steph, and me and Steph are talking about something. And I'm just like, Steph is not going through. I'm fixated on it. Then I need to jump on my call with Judith.
Were you still trying with Judith for the phone?
100%. 100% Judith. She's on my camera. And I'm just like, so this is what I'm feeling at the moment. And like, I think this might come from, Steph, charge back. Like it was cancelling.
Did you finally get it?
I finally did. So I was like, maybe it's this card. So I used a different card. Boom, it went through.
It went through. There you go. Now that poor owner's going to have to see the other 15 orders. They've probably already packed it and taken a picture right on top of it.
Just like I just got an order from England.
What? Reverse. Just the one, please.
Thank you.
Have to quietly put back all the other boxes.
No, but my desperation, because I get hyper fixated.
Yeah.
Steph, remember, I think I ordered it by the time towards the end of my call with Judith. So we're talking about at least 45 minutes. I'm going between my laptop. Judith is here, going between my laptop, ordering here, going on the shop app on my phone. But yeah, I finally got this perfume oil that it's gonna be my outdoor find of the week. But this perfume oil that I have been trying to get for a long time, and they weren't shipping to the UK, and finally they are. So yeah.
Ruined that owner's day. Gosh.
But what let's talk about, going back to us moment where we had to, because why were the boys so mean?
Why were they so mean?
Why are you throwing fireworks at us?
Why?
I
feel like, I think going to Angela's already just wasn't working in our favour.
Wait, why?
Because I feel like, remember there was a time.
Angela's is a girls' school, by the way.
Angela's is a girls' school
in London.
But there was a time where, like, I don't know if you got this, but like, guys were just like, oh, what, you went Angela's? No. No? There was like this whole thing about Angela's girls.
There was definitely a whole thing about Angela's girls.
And, like,
are we uppity?
Yeah, I'm like rude or something like. I don't know what it was, but it's like, I remember the one time there was a guy I was showing me, he was like, what school do you go to? I said Angela's. He was like, oh, no. That's
what the hell?
I'm not even like,
what do we do? We're just girls
do you
around
see me
other
at
girls.
School? I was like, you see me at school? Half the time I'm running around with half my hair undone, trying to play ghetto basketball. I don't do that. And scramble. But yeah, no, like it really confused me because I'm like, what is wrong with Angela's girls?
Do you know what? I heard this, but after I left Angela's. Like, yeah, we hated Angela's girls. Like, Angela's girls.
But is that enough to throw fireworks at us?
No, I think, so I was having this conversation this week here. I feel like our generation has a problem with liking one another. And I think it ain't stopped. I think it ain't stopped. Because like, me and Steph, across the last couple of weeks, have spoken, we've been in our nostalgic era. But Jesus Christ, one thing we do know is we suffered as teenagers, right? Because tell me why, growing up, the boys hated, despised the girls. Now, this is the thing. These boys, in every other nature, when they're friends with people, are like the best, most supportive friends. They're, oh, he's a great guy. He's fantastic. Oh, he always looks out for me. Da, da, da. To the girl that they're supposedly like, they are Satan incarnate. They will hate you. They'll make you feel like shit. They'll run your confidence down to the very pits of hell. I can't tell you how much boys that fancied you despised you when you were kids.
It's actually a threat. It's actually a threat to your mental health and your physical health. Don't do it. Honestly, when I think about it, I'm like, were these boys incels and we just didn't know what to name them?
So this is the thing, because I'm like, do you know they hated us?
You actually hated us.
Like, any reason to bully us.
Back to like any situation I was in from like 13, 14 up until
20.
Fuckery.
Hated us.
You hate me. This is not like
It cannot be like.
You hate me. I have done something wrong. Legit, it was so bad. Sometimes, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I actually had to go therapy for this. I kept asking, like, what did I do wrong?
Bro.
I'm like, what did I do? It came to a point here, I think it was around like 17, 18. I decided that I just didn't want to be perceived. I'm not even joking. And it followed me onto my late 20s. I just didn't want to be perceived.
I hear it.
I would barely post on socials.
I hear it.
I'll
don't
keep
want it.
quiet.
Whatever it is.
I don't want to know.
I don't want it.
I don't want to go out. Don't speak to me. I want to be in my yard. I think that's the time. Yeah. And around that time, so I got 3 jobs. So you couldn't find me. Because I'm working. Because I was like, that's the only thing that's going to keep me safe.
So apparently, I was having this conversation because I was like, with my partner, and I was like, because I thought it was a Newham thing. Did the Newham boys just hate the girls, yeah? And he was like, well, no, because we grew up, and he was like, we didn't grow up in a love letter era. We didn't grow up where like boys were told. We grew up in like the girl power era, essentially, right? So you're learning like girls can do it all too. Powerpuff Girls are a thing. Like girls were really like,
did we?
Yeah, we did. It wasn't the traditional values that we hold right now as a society, as a young society in dating and stuff like that. That was not the thing. It was very much like women are equal. We can do everything. We can do. It's where the outcome of growing up like that, by the way. I think it was like, we are very much like, it was like a girl power era. I'm not going to lie. Everything was girl power. Groovy chick, girl power. We can do it too. Like we're independent. We're all of that.
I don't even think I was thinking about that when I was that young. I was just trying to survive.
No, I think, but like, I feel like you're not thinking about it. But like, I feel certain things are in the atmosphere, in this, like, you know how can I put it? You know how we're exposed to certain things and we don't know we're exposed to certain things, right? So like as a kid, I was exposed to certain things and I don't know why that adds to my behavior when I'm now 14 and I'm looking at boys and stuff like that. Do you get me? It's that type of thing. Or like other people would have it in the view of themselves. So, you know, it was like in the 90s with the skinny era of all the models, and a lot of kids growing up, like when we were in school, would then have body dysmorphia and have like eating disorders and stuff like that because it's off the back of what was pushed out at the time. No?
Do you know, to be honest, I don't think it's that personally. I personally think it's the reason why I felt like the dynamic was like that between boys and girls was because we were the first people to use social media to communicate with people. A lot of people that I know, especially like around like 13, 14, 15, they met their links on MSN.
That doesn't give her an excuse for the mean
though.
No.
So, listen.
Sorry,
let me land. A lot of us are very used to communicating to people with people via our screens. Okay. MSN, BBM, text message, etc. So what I found is that a lot of guys don't actually know how to conversate with girls that they like in person. Obviously, you had the boys that were brave enough to draw you. Mm-hmm. But then when it came to actual conversation in person, it was like, it's not the same. It's like that awkwardness. You know how in the Reddit rooms we're saying that you're embarrassed that you like me, so you just become rude. It's that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, because I thought about that. And that
coupled with like the toxic behavior of like negging and like trying to break the girl down and like all these stupid dumb games and rules that were introduced in our teens that she does this, she's a bosh, or if she lips you on the first link, she's a hoe or whatever, or if she lets you scrubs her on the second link or first link, then she's a hoe. Stuff like that. Like that now became a thing of like culture that, if you do certain things, if you express yourself in certain ways, you're considered a hoe. So then we have the girls who are now, how do I say, standoffish because no one wants to be perceived as a hoe.
Yeah.
Then you have the guys who are looking at everyone like, oh yeah, she's a hoe, or she's like, oh, I like her, but I can't show her that I like her. So I gotta like be toxic and stuff. It's the same way we used to say, oh yeah, we're not used to say, well, hopefully we didn't all say this, but that was that same mindset. It's like, oh, if he's rude or if he hits you, it's because he loves you.
I would say yeah. And there's legs to that. But it doesn't explain why the kids were mean. Because remember, these boys, they're teenagers.
Yeah, but
they were
it up. Think about the music you're listening to. Literally in songs back in the day on Channel U, they'll give you rules of what girls, if this girl does this, she's a hoe. They're taking in that. You've got Keisha the Scat.
Yeah, but again, that's when because I think a lot of these behaviors, because again, when I was thinking about what we're going to talk about today, I was thinking there's some boys that were mean when they were 10.
Yeah, but that's boys being, again, the perception of girls and women. I don't think it's a girl power thing because we weren't thinking about. Let's be real, we weren't thinking about that back then.
Yeah, but this is okay. So
And neither were they.
I didn't land that. So basically, off the girl power thing, the boy. So what? When we were talking about this, the boys would treat us the way they treat themselves. So they're playful. They're like they're gonna tease us. They're gonna do all of that rather than treat us like girls.
No, I don't think it's an equal thing. Because the things that them boys are doing, they would not do that to themselves. They would absolutely not do that to themselves. They would absolutely not do that to themselves.
Do you know what? I'm trying to think of the way they used to bully girls. And do they bully their friends like that?
No.
But we're more emotional. So like, if you tease your brethren like that.
Some of the things that were going down were not, it wasn't even bullying. That was borderline, you could go to jail.
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, true.
I think it's a communication thing. We were like the first generation to really communicate with each other via the internet. You didn't have to put in much effort to start a conversation. Yo, what ends you from? Let's link. It was very like, how would I say? You didn't have to have communication skills in person.
Yeah, but this is why I'm confused by it because it goes far beyond not having communication skills.
Yeah, but if you can't express yourself and you're being told that you can't express yourself because you won't be seen as a man.
Yeah.
Your thing is, I like this girl, but I'm gonna treat her like shit so she doesn't know that I like her. Why? Why? Because now I'm scared.
I'm actually scared of you.
Now I'm scared. And I'm never gonna
fancy me.
And you want me to open up and be my whole self. Bro, I'm scared. I'm scared. Because most of the time, I would say most of the romantic relationships I had between that time, I'm not gonna lie, I had my knife behind my back because I'm scared. My gun was up.
Can I say to you, what blew me, yeah, and I can laugh about it now, but I was shook at the time. Someone was like, you know, I could fuck you up, you know. Look at my face. You know, I could fuck you up, you know. And so obviously me, and you know me, I tried to maintain steez even at that time. So it's like, okay, what? So you're not going to give a man your number?
Hey!
Somebody, I said,
just scared. There was a certain bit, in Forest Gate towards Maryland. You know what area I'm talking about. Because I used to have to give myself a pep talk to walk through there because I'm scared. I'm scared. Why are you shouting at me? I'm scared.
So
and when
aggressive.
I was young, I was developed, didn't it? So I had like a bum boob. So every time I had to walk to my friend's house here, I'm just prepping myself for a bunch of 20-year-olds. Bear in mind, I'm like 14, just shouting at me. And I just want to go play with my friend.
Just be nice.
I'm scared.
Just say, excuse me, you look nice.
You know, it finally stopped when someone was like, yo, that's, I don't know, I can't remember which brother, but it was Natasha's.
Oh,
so someone was like, yo, that's so-and-so sister's friend. Like, she's a younger. It stopped some of them. But that's when but I had to prep myself. And I think by the time I got to my like late teens, I was just over it. I was like, I'm divesting. Let me just work my 3 jobs and go to uni. I'm tired.
Do you know what? This makes sense. Because I think I never really had an issue with the older lot from our area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because obviously those 2 friends,
Yeah.
I'd be at their house all the time. And they'd see me with them. Because obviously we live closer than like you. So they'd always...
But they didn't know.
They weren't seeing
every
you,
time they saw me, I was on my way.
To that,
So they're just... And it's... Oh my God. The anxiety is coming back. Because they'll all be sitting on the wall, yeah? And I'll turn the corner. And I could hear them talking before I turn the corner. The moment I turn the corner, silence. So
oh my
you have
God.
to walk in silence. My knees are shaking.
When you're a girl and you walk past that silence, and because you know the conversation that's gonna happen after you go.
I'm scared. Because my knees are literally, I'm about to buckle. I'm trying to walk and look straight forward.
You have to maintain steez.
And I can hear them shouting.
Act normal.
I just act normal. I'm like, bro, you just need to get down the road. Just get down the road. The anxiety of it all. I swear. I kid you not. I did. It came to a point I was just like, I don't want to be perceived. It's the reason why I just post once a year on Instagram and do glory be to God.
I can't stand you.
I can't. It was too much stress. Someone liking, even just being in whether it's a relationship, I think there's only like, I'm not going to lie, let me not make it sound too bad. I was in relationships that were nice, but I didn't like them.
What a surprise.
It's terrible. But it's when I was in those nice relationships, that's how I realized how badly I was being treated. Like, how badly I was being treated by people that I actually liked. Because it was just like, wait, you're punishing me because you like me. I didn't ask you to come here. And this is why I'm very big on, please leave me. If you like me, just leave me alone. Because why are you punishing me?
No, 100%.
They'll just decide that they want to ruin your day.
But this is what I'm saying, and it's spun back to now, because obviously when I was thinking about this, I was like, oh, and we still don't know how to talk. Because obviously, not for us.
Yeah.
Specifically right now, because obviously we've got our partners. But like, when you see the dating scene.
No, prior to that,
Now, I'm like, yeah, we couldn't talk. You lot couldn't talk to us then.
You can't talk to us
now. And now we can't talk to each other now. Like, guys, we need to heal.
Prior to me meeting my husband.
Bro. The communication was pants.
The gun stayed up.
100%.
Who are you and what do you want?
You can't rest.
2 working days. What do you want? Leave me alone.
You cannot rest.
Because
if you dare,
God bless my husband, because he fought for it, boy. Because every 2 working days, what the fuck do you want? You trying to kill me?
Because that's what they're trying to do. Most of the time, they're trying to kill you.
One of the first things I said to Manny was, what the fuck do you want? Because he followed me on all socials. I was like, why are you following me? Hello?
I remember you telling me this story.
I said, gun up. What the fuck do you want? Why are you following me everywhere?
He said,
and he thought it was a joke. I was like, no, I'm actually being serious.
The poor boy just fancies you.
The poor boy, but again, fancy. In my head, fancy comes with trouble.
Word, bet it does generally.
So it makes sense that I married him, because it was like, okay, this is peace. You like me, and you're communicating that you like me.
Bet. Because when I found that,
you love me, and you're actually telling me that you love me. It's not like a ball game of, well, I'm doing this, or well, is she clocking this? Oh yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna do this because he did this, and then he's just gonna somehow figure out that I love him and he loves me,
and we're meant to be together.
I was meant to be together. Listen, I love you. No one died.
Listen, I'm so that day, I had a first date, yeah, and so I was talking in general, obviously trying to fill the space. You know, you're trying to see what are you like, what is the patterns of your dating world like. How does it work over here? How should we work?
Yeah.
And then he was like, very intentional, very like much like, okay, so how do you date? I said, oh, okay, well, I just date one person at a time. Like I don't really date multiple people. And then, okay, cool, it's a great date. Obviously, we do the, okay, kiss me, the forehead, get in the Uber, whatever. And then he was like, oh, I had a nice time and we should do this. I was like, oh yeah, so did I. We should do this again. He was like, yeah, next week, Saturday. I said, whoa. I said, whoa.
Intention.
I said, wow, just
intention.
We're not even doing
it's not a...
He said, I like you.
I want you. Lock in. It weren't no game. No one was doing tit for tat. No one's doing, well, he didn't respond at this time, so I'm going to respond at this time. It was constant communication. I felt safe. I knew what the hell was going on. It may have taken me a couple of months to drop my gun, but it dropped. And I was like, you know what? This feels right. Because now I feel safe to be my whole self.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like my life is constantly in danger. Because someone likes me.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Because liking someone is... See, when you're single, liking someone is so long. Oh my God. Liking someone is so long. And then trying to guess why they do things.
And liking the wrong one. Oh my God.
Steph.
Like, you see, there's many L's in this life here, but you know what? Strong one, liking the wrong person. Oh my God.
Boy. Girls, because we know what it's like.
Please.
Therapy. Because it is...
Electrotherapy, whatever therapy you need.
It is better to spend that 200, 300, 500 pounds than being sprung over the wrong person for your whole life.
Oh my God.
I know a babe that was sprung over a man for 15 years.
Sis.
As he remarried other people. Please, choose peace. Choose peace.
Wait. Remarried?
As he married other people. And we had a conversation about the men, because the older men, the men that are like this, the wrong ones, yeah, Let me tell you something about them. They never stop. They stay ready. Me and Steph was talking about the older men who are the galluses of galluses. And do you know what? Every moment of the day, they stay ready.
Stay ready.
They stay ready for our next girl.
You find them at 50, on the same shit.
Looking good, smelling good, everything good, body good, haircut good. They don't, let me tell you, them man, they don't rest. You will never catch a break.
Just leave
Go
it.
to therapy. Go.
You
will never catch.
You know what? Even if you can't afford therapy, go find your husband. Go find your husband, please. Just
because that man will trigger you.
Do your big one and go and get married. Because you're just, otherwise you sit there. You sit there. I'm not even gonna lie to you, until thy kingdom come, you fucking sit there. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You see him marry a young babe as well.
After that time, go marry a 25-year-old. What are you gonna do now? You're 50.
Eggs have crumbled.
Eggs have dust.
I'll move on, please.
Dust. Literally.
Can't waste time.
What are you gonna do now? Sign up to Tinder? You're 50.
Swingers club. Now you're
doing swingers.
Now you're jumping with the old swingers who
now you're the third.
And them lot have chlamydia all around the place because they don't use protection. Girl, get the therapy, find your husband.
And just call it a day. Call it a fucking day. Please.
We have seen it. Me and Steph have seen it with our own two eyes.
And we've even seen the older versions. We see how they turn out. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't.
They will be. You lot will be on the same fuck shit at 50, 60, 70, 80. Fuck. And the worst thing is that he'll have multiple kids. It's you that will be.
You're the. Ovaries have to do.
They've gone. He's got 6 kids. You've been waiting for him all this time. God, now you're 70. They don't even let you adopt.
And it's because you spent 15, 20 years.
You're going to be loyal to him, man. What's to fucking kill you?
He has 6 kids. And his wife is 25.
And you are there like bread.
Molded.
And he's still telling you shit. Babe, don't worry. Like, it's going to be me and you. I just got caught up.
Text messages.
At 70.
Oh, I wish you were here.
I wish it was you.
But I'm not, though.
I wish it was you. But I'm 70. We've been talking since I was 20. What? If it was me, why didn't you just make it me?
Why could it never be me?
It was everyone else.
Never me.
It was everyone else but you. Sis, free yourself. Oh my God. Free yourself.
Find your husband.
Bro, still telling you I wish it was you at 70. At 70. What have you been doing for the past 50 years?
You're asking him, where's your wife? She's obviously not here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be calling you.
And don't be so silly. Anyway. At 70? You're just waiting by the phone for the phone call.
Shoot me. Kill me.
That's the only thing that gives you joy.
Kill me.
Waiting
It'll
for the
be
phone
more
call
peaceful.
at 70.
Words.
Then at the funeral, when at his funeral now, the wife is there with the 6 kids. You're at the back. They didn't even invite you to the front row.
They don't even know who you are.
They don't even know who the fuck you are.
They don't know who you are.
They don't even know who the fuck you are.
Kill me. Please shoot me. It is easier
to just kill me.
Just please.
It's actually easier to just kill me.
Anyway.
Fucking hell.
Let's go onto Reddit. We've been through too much.
Jesus Christ.
We're only small babes.
Guys, if you knew what the topic of today was actually supposed to be and the direction in which it went.
We've seen too much.
Listen.
We've actually seen too much.
I beg you in the name of God.
Yeah.
Don't waste time in this life, yeah. Even if you have to do it with your eyes closed, please don't waste time.
Just face your front. Just face your front.
Face your front.
Don't look
don't
at the side.
If you have to stop posting on Instagram, just be doing glory be to God every December 31st. Do it.
Don't do the side. Don't look at the back. Just
don't look at the side. Just look face front. Face your front.
Keep moving,
please. Because why? I was watching Mr. Loverman. Same situation, bro. Sorry, it's not a spoiler. Sorry, it's a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler.
Mm.
Why do you have a side ting for 50 years?
Go.
And the side ting brought up marriage, and he got upset. The side ting brought up marriage.
Don't do that.
And he got upset. Bear in mind, The guy has a whole wife and kids. The side, no, the tree comes in my throat. The side sat there, as in they're a family friend. Kids on lap. Watch this man have 4 children and marry his wife. The man, no, please. I'm so sorry if you haven't watched it yet. You skip to Reddit Realness. Christiana, the side thing moved to England to escape the whole triangle. What did the guy do? He followed with his wife.
My wife and my
and
kids
moved
on my back.
Moved to England.
Because what I'm going to do is
He
see
said,
you.
one thing about you, you're going to remain the side.
I'm going to see you.
I'm going to see you.
You're never going to be the main.
You're never going to be the main.
But I'm going to see you.
But I'm going to see you. He moved from, was it Antigua, wherever they were from, to England to come meet the guy. The guy was like, okay, I left you. I said, cool. I see where this is going. We're clearly not going to be together. I'm moving to London. You went to go and pack your bags and come and meet me.
See, one thing about...
Now you're saying that you're finally going to do the thing, the big one, and leave her and be with me. You're like, I'm going to do it today. I'm going to do it today. Never done it.
Never
done it.
happens.
He's like, okay, well, he's now gassing it up like, yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. He's like, oh, and then maybe we can finally get married. Come and see how the man's face dropped. I said, excuse me?
Let me tell you something, yeah. Because I just need the girls to be aware. If these are the people we come from, if these are our grandparents and our parents, what more do you think Tyrone
from down the road
from down the road is going to do?
You are watching him gallivant. 4th baby shower you ain't been invited to, but somehow one day,
this is a legacy at this point.
one day, he's going to leave everything behind.
His dad has done it. His grandfather has done it. His great-grandfather has done it. But it is a legacy. They
but
carry
it's now
it.
Tyrone.
He's going to change.
A bloodline of Gallus. That's going to be the one. He's going to be the change.
He's going to break the generational curse.
Break the generational
God,
curse.
he ain't.
My man's on his 4th child. This is another baby shower. Another baby shower that he found out about on Instagram.
And it's still not you.
He said it's accident. The 4th child's the accident.
And you want to have a baby with him.
And you want to have a baby with him. And he's saying, not right now, babe. You know, things are still hot. Like, you know, my baby mum's acting up. Excuse me?
But he's made 4 others before you. Girl.
The toxic side of me wants to say, just... Listen.
Go find your
Stop
husband.
talking.
Go find your
The
husband.
toxic side of me wants to say, you better just quickly swipe one. I don't care if you're not ready. Nah, now I'm in the mix.
Stop it. Stop it.
The toxic side of me wants to be like, get yourself in the mix. I don't care. You've got 4 now. It's already too much. A 5th one won't do nothing. It don't even make a difference at this point. It's the same cost. If you've got 4, the 5th one won't make a difference. You're already fucked.
We don't condone any bad behavior on this podcast.
We don't condone any bad behavior. That was just my toxic. I'm saying what? The bad side of me would have said, if you already have 4, 5 ain't going to make a difference. At this point, I'm so old. I can't even.
No, but sometimes as a woman, you get to that point
If
in
I'm
your
in
life,
my mid-30s,
collect.
Sorry,
Collect.
twin straight. Sorry, it was an accident. I didn't know.
Just collect your own. Who told him? Who told him to gallivant?
Who
over
told
here?
him? What do you mean? At 35,
Sorry,
you're
no.
telling me you're telling me you're not ready, and you have 4 already. You better prepare for 5 and 6. I'm sorry, you didn't waste my time for nothing. Even if I don't get married, I'm leaving here with some kids. I'm leaving here with some kids.
You need to compensate me for my time.
Compensate me for my time and drop.
And this is the thing.
Drop those cells. I don't care.
Don't be the women that have gone before us, because some of them were staying around for 20, 30 years and never got compensated for your time.
Not one bit of there's no evidence of this love. So what I'm going to do...
Wiped clean.
Wipe clean.
Burnt with the love letters.
No, brother.
Love letters just burnt.
If you've got 4 already, 5 and 6 won't hurt. You're already fucked anyway.
Anyway, Reddit Realness.
Reddit Realness, sorry.
Did we mention that this was sent in? This is really cute.
Yeah,
guys, we got our first dilemma. I really love this.
I'm going to try and be sensible for this one.
Because it's a real person. Hey ladies, recently discovered you guys and I love the podcast. Thank you, baby. Especially as it keeps me awake on my drive home from night shifts.
Is it all like
Best believe you're keeping me from falling asleep at the wheel. Yeah, it's
It's all
Anyway, on to my dilemma. My story is actually really long, so I'm going to try and cut it short. But my question is, am I being unreasonable? Right, guys, because this is a real girly, one of our listeners, we have to take this very seriously. I'm a 27-year-old female and I moved to the UK with my father at the age of about 4 years old. He wasn't in a relationship with my mother, so she never came with us. Spoiler alert, I wasn't a planned baby and they were young when they had me at 19 and 23 years of age. Unfortunately, my father was never ready to have a child, which I came to learn the hard way. Even though it was just the two of us, I really saw that man. I was home alone almost all the time, except on the weekends where he would randomly drop me off at his friend's house. They had kids my age. He was always out partying and blowing the benefits money on himself. Yet we constantly ran out of gas and electric and barely had food in the house. I've spent countless times in the dark after school waiting for him to get home. He would usually do the grocery shop if he had friends staying over, and I wasn't allowed to touch that food. Ooh. I usually had one meal a day, which was lunch at school, and then a friend of his that would sometimes pass by my house and would make food for me after school. Otherwise, I used to make a sort of porridge out of rich tea biscuits and milk. Oh, baby.
Bless you.
But also, innovative queen,
Yeah, but
it's not nice.
it's not.
But she did well with that because rich tea biscuits are great.
Anyway, she
Anyway.
gets that point.
It's true. Because those biscuits were always in the cupboard and we had long life milk. This man even went on holiday abroad and left me at home. I would have been about 9 at this time. I think I was a good kid, and I know a lot of people might say that about themselves, but I honestly was. I've always got myself up and ready for school on time, clean uniform that I learned to hand wash because he would always forget. Never got in trouble and was in the dance, athletics, and basketball team at school. I was so
Well
good,
done,
good
girl.
for you, baby. Homework was always done. Books were always read. In fact, I excelled at school, but my father never even came to my parents' evening. I wanted him to meet my teacher and hear in person how well I was doing, but he never came. The school would usually just quickly update him over the phone when he would finally answer. I was a kid at school with the uniform that was too small and the shoes that were torn up. So when it rained, my socks were always soaked. There's so much more, but all this to say, I added a splash of neglect to my life. And yet I loved him and covered for him because it was the only parent I knew. I didn't tell my teachers so that I wasn't taken from him. I didn't have a relationship with my mom and didn't see her after the age of 4. So that was locked off too. The story with her is a whole other thing. Fast forward to when I was 12 years old. My father flew back home one day and just never returned. He lied and said he was going for summer. I was left with family who raised me ever since. Most of our stuff was left at our house, so I lost a lot of my belongings when the council cleared the house and boarded it up. My childhood friend eventually told me that new people had moved in. After many years of depression and PTSD, followed by some counseling and healing, I'm doing well today. But this is because I cut my parents off. Now, the thing is, my father's tried to reconnect over the years and claims he found Jesus, but he refuses to acknowledge what he did to my childhood and says that he doesn't want to talk about it until we meet in person one day and until he's ready. In the meantime, I should just act normal. I told him I'm not going to do that. And he said that I need to stop looking at the past and move forward. Accountability is nil. But how do I do that when he robbed me of my childhood and then pretends that it didn't happen? A lot of my family, not the ones who raised me, but others, kept telling me, your parents will always be your parents. You need to forgive them because the Bible says X, Y, and Z. I refuse. Am I being unreasonable as a daughter person? And is it unchristian of me to cut them off? Because at this point in my life, I have no intentions of letting them back in, but who knows what the future holds.
Right. This one sits very close to home because elements of the story I can relate to. This very much sounds like an African household, just judging by people's responses about the Bible and stuff. I don't think it's unchristian of you to cut off your parents. In fact, I think it's unchristian for your parents to have failed to
Neglected
care for
you. Yeah.
You are a gift from God, whether you're planned or not. And whilst you are here, it's their sole duty and purpose as a parent to protect you and make sure you're okay. So I'm so sorry about everything that you went through during your childhood. I'm so happy that you managed to pull through and make something of yourself. I think your dad lacks accountability, and to be honest, I think that's going to be very hard for you to handle, especially when you do have that conversation, because just judging from my own past experience, what will probably end up happening is you two will get into an argument because he just refuses to acknowledge what he has done, whether it's out of shame or just pure ignorance. And you will be angry because you don't get the closure and the acknowledgement that you need. Um, so for me, I would say that if you are at peace now and you know that you'll be in a better place if you don't reconnect with them, don't do it because it will probably come at the cost of your mental health.
Mhm.
Um, my dad um flew back home when I was in my, I would say, late teens, and that was supposed to be for a year,
Oh, really?
and that turned into years. And at the time, I didn't have a great relationship with my mom, so I just felt like I was alone. I was alone for most of the time, like when I was younger, because my mom had to work, so it was just very much me. Or like
Mm.
when my brother came, me and my brother, who I was looking after. And for me, I felt for a very long time, I had a lot of resentment for my dad because I was just like, you were the only person that I had, and you're gone. And at the time, it was like communication was very sporadic. So even when he called, it wouldn't be like he wouldn't even ask how I'm like surviving, how am I getting on, who's looking after me, like house, school, and stuff. It was never that. So even when I was going through certain situations, I was really going through that alone. I don't think my parents even understand that. And I don't even think they even know half of the things that I was going through. And I didn't realize how much it affected me in my adulthood until I started to unpick it. Like the fact that I'm not affectionate. I'm very much trying to avoid attachment. The fact that, I can take stuff on the chin. Like, yeah, that's a good trait to have, but it's sometimes it gets to the point where you're just like, actually, I am allowed to feel things and I am allowed to like have emotions because I am a human being. I'm not like some iron tank that just roams through life and doesn't feel anything. I do feel things and I'm allowed to feel things. It's not you know, you shouldn't cry or, that's just how life is. Da, da, da. It's actually, no, you are a human being and people should give a fuck about you, especially
Mm.
if they brought you into this world. So I would say, listen, if it allows you to maintain your peace, just continue as you are. Leave the fight with your dad about what he did and accountability, etc. Because like I said, it's just going to turn into a big argument and it's probably going to make things worse.
And it'll trigger up all
Yeah.
your past trauma.
If you want to reconnect with him, maybe a few years down the line, maybe you are willing to hear his side of the story. Maybe try again. But from what I'm hearing right now, this is just going to turn into a massive argument because I've heard the whole thing about, they're your parents and, the Bible says, etc. But like people don't really consider how it impacts you
And impacts your life
and
as it
impacts your
is.
life as it is. And there was
Yeah.
a lot of work that I even had to do as an adult. I'm even still doing as an adult, in order to even get myself in a space where I could get into even just like a serious relationship and actually feel safe or not feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to get too attached because this person's going to go anyway. Or like, even just like the kind of parent I want to be. Like, I always knew from when I was younger that I did not want to be a particular type of parent. I wanted to be involved. I wanted my children to feel loved and feel like whether I don't care if they're planned or not planned. If you're here, I love you. Like, if you are here, I
Mm.
love you. I don't care if you're planned. I don't care what the circumstances were between me and your father. But like, I knew what kind of parent I wanted to be. And I knew that in order for me to be that parent, I need to make sure that I do the work
Make
to
sure
kind
you
of
get there.
unlearn some of the things that
Yeah.
I've picked up in order to cope. But also learn new ways to cope with things as well. But sorry, I'm babbling. But yeah, I would just say it's not unchristian of you. Please consider your feelings first because these people aren't considering you. It sounds like you're from the African community. Sorry if you're not, but I will say if it's that, remember a lot of the shit they say is to cover their own shame. It's very much about them covering their shame. So you'll find that your dad won't take accountability because he's trying to cover his shame. The people around you are going to tell you to forgive your parents, etc., and dismiss your feelings because they're trying to cover their shame. So it's a lot of learned behavior, and you have to consider that, especially when they're speaking and stuff. That don't get into an argument with them. Just kind of like subtly shut down the conversation and keep it moving. But just remember, you matter. These lot are concerned about shame. Be concerned about your mental health because at the end of the day, from what I'm hearing, the most reliable person you have right now is yourself, and you have to look after yourself. You have to look after your mental health, because if something, God forbid, something happens to you tomorrow, you break down and stuff. Is it these people you call in? Or are you going to call the family that
Mm.
raised you or your friends or the friends or the family that you've chosen. So yeah.
I would say, as I 100% agree, I feel like sometimes it's okay to, okay, so no, you're not a bad person at all. And it's okay to have the feelings you have because you were treated this way you were. And as Steph said, and you're still dealing with the consequences of that treatment till today. It skewed your view on life because as a child, and it doesn't ruin your life, obviously, but it
Yeah.
skewed your view on life. Do you know what I mean? You've had the reason you've become the person you are is because of half the things that you had to do that you didn't have any business doing or that it wasn't your responsibility to do. At the end of the day, as adults, we are accountable for our actions. So as adults, we have unprotected sex.
Mhm.
And the outcome of that is not, it's not the baby's job to raise themselves. It's the parents. The baby didn't ask to come into this world. Um, what I would say is, and the biggest thing for me is he isn't accountable now.
Mhm.
So regardless of if he's found God, and people love to do this, I
Yeah.
found Jesus, I found God, and so I'm going to amend for all the things that I've done previously that were bad. But they're not amending. They're just expecting you to amend and bend
If
for
anything, they're
them.
hiding behind the Christianity.
Exactly. And so he can find Jesus, and that is great for him on his journey. And if that's how he comes to terms with all the things he's done, that is for him to unpack. That's got nothing to do with you, baby. Do not consider that. What you have to consider is how you feel. And if you're telling me that he still is not taking accountability for what he's done, then that is the person you're dealing with. You're not dealing with someone who is being accountable and who is saying, please forgive me.
Mhm.
It's someone that doesn't want to talk about what's been done, wants to brush your trauma under the carpet. And really and truly, if you've already dealt with your trauma, as it sounds like you've had, or you're still dealing with it, then continue on your way. You do not need somebody to trigger that. And also, if they're not willing to ask for forgiveness, if not willing to accept the treatment that they did to their daughter, but they want forgiveness at the same time. How does that make
It
sense?
doesn't make sense. They have to be willing to accept accountability in order to get your forgiveness.
Because-
And you have to make that very clear. And
Yeah.
that might turn into a massive argument, whatever, but you need to stand your ground because again, especially with these kind of situations, a lot of respectability politics comes into play.
Yeah.
I personally don't
Adhere to
subscribe
it,
to it. I
but-
don't. Everyone knows in my family, anyone can get it. I don't do the whole respectability politics. If anything, I'm the opposite. You earn my respect. If I don't respect you, I don't respect you. And that doesn't mean I go around being rude to people, but you can't use respectability politics to now, how would I say, make me downplay my own feelings or emotions. Or if I know something is wrong, I'm not going to say it's wrong because you're older. That doesn't run.
And also, you're an adult in your own right now. So you can, if you, as a child, you didn't have someone to stand up for you, you are that person to stand up for yourself now. Do you get what I mean? And like sometimes, and me and Steph talk about this all the time, or I do anyway, where it is our job to protect our inner child.
Yeah.
It's hard because no one was doing that for us. So at the point of which you're doing it and you're doing it perfectly well. And if that's what you think is necessary, baby, you're correct.
You're
and don't let
correct.
anyone tell you anything about that because you know what you went through. You know how it's impacted your life and you know what you need to do to protect your peace. And you've got to protect that baby girl inside of you because she didn't have parents that did that.
Exactly.
So you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your younger self to be like, actually, you know what? You messed up enough of my childhood. You're not coming to mess up this new life. The inner child is at peace or is trying to become at peace. You don't need to come up and mess up this because you're on your own journey with Christ. Go do that over there.
Yeah,
that's
see,
okay.
that's not your problem.
I wish the best for you. I hope that all goes well. I'm okay with the life that I've built for myself. And you are okay with the life you built for yourself. And you've built an amazing life for yourself. So kudos to you, baby girl. But yeah, you're not the bad person. Stay strong, stay with it, and trust yourself in the things you do because you know what's best for you and you are protecting you. Like, we're really proud of you, by the way. So yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so I think we're quite sensible there. But yeah, thank you so much for writing in.
We really
that was our first
appreciate it.
dilemma. Should we move on to adult finds real quick?
Yeah, really quickly.
Yes. This week my adult finds of the week is an app called Alive. It's like it's not a personal trainer app, but there's like exercises on there. You can do like programs and stuff. You do have to pay for it, but to be honest, it's cheaper than getting a personal trainer. But also it's for people like sometimes you get in the gym and you're just confused about what to do. So it just like it's like a program that you can just follow. There's different programs on there, but yeah, super handy.
My adult find of the week is a black-owned business, the one that I was fighting to order from that I said earlier today. And it's called Brown Sugar Babe. They now do international shipping to the UK, and I've smelt their body oils. It's absolutely excellent. So I'd say order some. Like they're really cute. They're really nice. They're long lasting. The reviews are amazing. And obviously I've smelt them on people in real life, and I was stunned enough to follow the person around an event. So I put you on.
Fabulous. And that brings us to the end of the episode. If you are watching on YouTube and you enjoy this, please like, comment, and subscribe. We recently surpassed 400 subscribers. So thank you to all the new subscribers. Help us get to 500 and then 1,000 by liking, commenting and subscribing. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music, or is it Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed this episode. It helps us get discovered on the platform. You can find us on socials at We Just Got Here Podcast on TikTok, We Just Got Here Pod on Instagram, and WJGH Podcast on Twitter. You can find me, Steph Achigbu, on Twitter and Instagram. That's STEPACHIGBU. Tia, where can they find you?
You can find me at Tia Honey Roberts on Instagram and Miss Tia Roberts on all other socials.
Right, people, we shall see you next week.
See you next week. We'll see you on Monday.
See you on Monday.
Bye. Guys.